What's up, YouTube? This is Too Raw for TV. Alright, so another team has been ousted from the playoffs, that being the Indiana Pacers, who were swept 4-0 by the Miami Heat. Now, the Pacers, this might have been a little bit more competitive series had the Pacers had Sabonis, but Sabonis was out for this series with plantar fasciitis, and that was a big blow to the Pacers, and they just didn't have enough to contend with all the weapons Miami had on both ends of the floor, both offensively and defensively. It just wasn't enough. But, you know, the Pacers' future looks pretty promising. You know what I'm saying? They're one of those teams that, you know, you look at them like, well, you say, well, at least they ain't the Knicks. You know what I'm saying? But they're not a champion. They're never going to be, honestly, at least anytime soon, they're not going to be a championship level team. You know, they're going to be what they are. They're going to be a good team that great teams or the really good teams are, you know, going to have to play at a higher level to beat or play. You know, they can't. They're not a pushover. But they're the type of team that if you are playing at 90% at least, you're going to beat them. And, you know, I think the Pacers are going to have to make some changes to the roster. I think the best acquisition that the Pacers have made over the past 2 years is acquiring Sabonis from OKC and Oladipo, but more recently them acquiring Malcolm Brogdon. I still, you know, if you're a Milwaukee Buck fan, and if you observe Milwaukee over the last couple of years, you know that Brogdon was the second best player, not Middleton. And Middleton being greedy and wanting that $35 million contract, you know, $35 million per year contract, which I don't think, I mean, look, you don't supposed to say nobody deserves anything, but, you know, that was the reason why they couldn't sign Brogdon. So he went to the Pacers. That was a big pickup. I think the Pacers may have to deal certain people, man. They may have to deal Oladipo or both Oladipo and Miles Turner or something to that effect. To me, Oladipo is not an all-star to the extent where he's the type of guy you can build a team around. He's not. He's a complementary piece. You know, like honestly, you know, with Oladipo, he has the injury issues. He doesn't play. He has games where he can play at a very high level, and you start thinking, "Oh wow, he's turned the corner." But then he gets injured, and he comes back, and he's sort of playing at that 17 and 19 points per game, okay level, and not the 25, 26 points per game level. You know what I'm saying? Like, so he's one of those types of guys. I think they need to maybe consider changing the roster again, man. You know, I would, you know, I think they should keep Brogdon. They should keep Sabonis. You know what I'm saying? They should keep some of the other guys they have, but some of the, you know, I think they should get somebody else in that front court with Sabonis and maybe deal Turner and maybe Oladipo. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't think this roster right now, the way it's constructed, is ever going to be a contending team. You know, they'll be a good team during a full regular season. They might be a team that'll go something like 49 and 33. Maybe 50 and 32, but I just don't see them as a team getting out of the second round of playoffs. They're one of those types of teams right now. So that's it. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I think Nick McMillan is a good coach. You could also make the argument that the Pacers under Nate McMillan, maybe he hasn't made the proper judgments playing to the style of today's NBA. Nate is an old school coach. He played in the 80s and 90s. I think the way these guys play today, you got to kind of play the way the game is today. You know what I'm saying? The way the Pacers play kind of remind me a little bit of how Milwaukee was playing a couple of years ago under Kidd. You know what I'm saying? Like when they were still kind of playing like the old school style, which isn't as effective today. So that's all I got to say. Tell me what you guys think.